And for everybody who's out there thinking of using VPNs, let me just say to you directly, let's just not try and find a way around. Just prove your age, make the internet safer for children, make it a better experience for everyone.
Well, Charlene, this could be a transformative moment for the internet and for the way that we protect young people online.
Welcome to Tech Insides, a channel where we examine technology the way it actually works. No opinions, no tricks, just infrastructure, security, privacy, and solutions that work in practice. For the same reason, this channel uses and supports Comet VPN, a tool that aligns with what we talk about here.
So it's absolutely vital that under 18s whose brains are still very much developing are protected from accessing porn by age verification.
Today, we're discussing the United Kingdom's proposed idea to ban social media for users under the age of 16. This is very similar to what Australia is already attempting, and at first glance it sounds like a simple solution to a complex problem: protecting children online. But when the state starts regulating who can and cannot use digital platforms, a lot of technical and ethical questions immediately emerge. Why does this matter? Because this isn't just about children and TikTok. It's about age verification, about who collects your data, how it's verified, and where the line is drawn between security and control.
From today, sites that host pornographic material and other harmful content like material promoting self-harm or suicide or eating disorders will have to make sure that they have highly effective age verification in place to stop children accessing them. Now, this age verification can take a number of forms, including checking someone's credit card details or their ID, or using an email or phone number to establish their age. Websites can also use facial age estimation technology, where you effectively take a selfie and the software works out whether you are over the age of 18.
These are decisions that can later be applied to everyone, not just minors. And the key question for you as a viewer is this: do government bans on the internet actually solve the problem, or do they simply create a new, technically more complex, and potentially more dangerous situation? To understand what such a ban really means, you need to be clear about one fundamental thing. Social platforms don't actually know how old you are. They only know what you tell them. If a state wants to ban access under 16, the only real technical way to enforce it is through age verification. In practice, this means platforms must somehow verify your identity. Not a checkbox, but actual proof. Most commonly, this is done in three ways: uploading an ID document, facial scanning, or using a third party that has access to government registries. All of these methods lead to the same outcome: an additional layer of data that was previously not required to use social media.
But look, we've already found flaws with this safer internet world. I'm afraid that just a cursory search online that I did earlier today finds that pornographic material is readily available with limited age verification at all. And that's the point here. It's the core of the issue, because we've had a lot of promises, but can the government and the regulator prove that these rules can actually be enforced and that they can make children safer online?
And this is where the core issue lies. Social platforms shift from being communication tools to becoming identity verification systems. Technologically, that's a massive change. It requires storing sensitive data, protecting it from leaks, and integrating with state or private identity providers. Every such integration is a potential security vulnerability. It's also important to understand one more thing: these bans don't work locally. The internet has no borders. If the UK introduces strict verification, platforms will either apply it to all users or attempt to segment traffic by region. That means IP address analysis, location detection, and even more tracking. In short, this is not a simple ban button from a technical perspective. It's an architectural change that alters how the internet layer between the user and the platform functions. And that change affects not only children, but everyone. When discussing these bans, it's critical to separate what sounds good in politics from what works in reality. The biggest myth is that age restrictions online are simple and effective. Technically, they are among the most complex challenges, because platforms fundamentally lack a reliable way to know your age. The second myth is that this protects privacy. In reality, the opposite happens. To verify age, platforms must collect more data, documents, facial images, or rely on third parties. That means more sensitive information stored and more risk of leaks or misuse. The second step is technical hygiene. Regional restrictions are often based on IP addresses and location detection, which is where solutions that allow you to control what platforms see about your location become relevant. This is where VPN-type solutions naturally come into play. Not for bypassing rules, but as a privacy layer. Finally, it's important to understand that no ban removes the responsibility to think critically. Technology does not solve parenting or awareness problems. It only creates frameworks. What you do within those frameworks remains your responsibility. To sum it all up, age verification online is not a technical miracle that solves the problem. It's a choice that creates new control points, new data flows, and new risks. Technology simply does what it's designed to do. It doesn't evaluate intent, it just enforces rules. It's important to remember that internet security and privacy are not guaranteed by default. Every additional regulatory layer shifts the balance between convenience, control, and anonymity. And the less openly this is discussed, the more decisions are made on political grounds rather than technical ones. So instead of reacting emotionally, it's worth asking a simple question. Does the solution actually work on a technical level, and what price do all other users pay for it? In this context, understanding is often more valuable than any ban or filter. Privacy on this channel is not a theoretical topic. It starts with everyday decisions and tools you choose yourself. One of those tools is Comet VPN. Simple, fast, and built for people who care about control over their connection. If these topics resonate with you, you're welcome to stick around, drop a like, or subscribe. Until next time.